And I want to let you know too, people, if you're a religious person, now the Bible warns you about impurities to the body. So it isn't the Quran. I mean, I don't support the Quran or any other doctrine, but most religions warn about impurities to the body. Okay, and it's a federal law. Okay, it's also the federal law is still there, but they hide it all the time. That they can't make you do anything against your religious conviction. Now, I know chapter 25 is about the school education, and also if you don't want your kids learning evolution or anything else, you have the option to opt them out under chapter 25 of the United States Federal Code. And if they don't comply, you can sue them. And but I don't know what the code and law is for the shots or anything. But it is a violation of your religious conviction because it is impurities to the body. And if you don't want your kid to have it, or you don't want to have it, and your job fires you, your school kicks the kids out, you could sue the pants off them. And you let them know that too. I don't have to have it. Oh, you have to. You won't be employed here no more. Your kid will be expelled out of school. And you tell them right off, it's against my religious convictions, also my constitutional rights, and on top of it, is it a federal law? It's a federal law. So if you wish to pursue, I'm going to pursue with a lawyer. You tell them that and see the totally different answer they get later. Because they know the mass people out there don't know it's a law. They know the mass people out there are abundant to whatever they're going to tell you. And they'll comply to it because they think they're going to lose their jobs or get their kids kicked out of school. Don't fall for it. Resist. And spread this information to all your employees because it's going to be coming soon to your job, everywhere else, in your kids' school. Spread the information. You kids out there, make copies of stuff. Go to fluscam.com. There's so many articles out there, scientific and doctoral information about how deadly these things are. Pass this information around. Okay, if all you people resist, what are they going to do? You know what I mean? Don't fall for the deception. And more on, this is the Bills and Acts section of the news here. Cap and trade will be part of a Senate climate bill, change bill. And again, they're attacking us with the cap and trade. They want a cap and trade. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid confirmed Tuesday that the Senate will soon debate a bill to reduce pollution and that the legislation will include a scaled-back version of House-passed language to reduce carbon output by charging some polluters for emissions above a certain threshold. Reid said that the bill is still in rough draft form, but he gave an outline of what the plans to introduce in the Senate 2 weeks from now. And this is from the 13th here in July. And 2 weeks from now, they're going to push to the Senate a cap and trade bill there. Specifically, he said the bill will be address 4 issues to reform in the energy sector in the United States, responding to the oil spill. There you go. I told you, people, problem, reaction, solution. Let me finish this first. Responding to the oil spill in Gulf of Mexico, promoting clean energy and job creation, limiting consumers' prices for energy, and reducing energy consumption. And right there, it's black and white. I told you they were going to use this oil crisis. First of all, I told you they're going to stage a crisis because of the carbon trade. The cap and trade and the carbon tax failed last year. So I told you they're going to, back then I told you they're going to stage a crisis to push this. And i.e. the oil spill. And right here, they're using it right now. The problem, reaction, solution, like I told you, to try to push the cap and trade. This is why we need a cap and trade, because of the oil. Another staged event to push another agenda. Just like the 9/11 for the Patriot Act, and it should be the Communist Act, but it's another story altogether. And Reid said the bill will only aim to cut pollution from energy utilities and power plants and not from transportation, agriculture, or other pollution-emitting sectors of the American economy, which we know is a lie. Because if you read the cap and trade bill, you'll see what everything he's saying in there is a lie. And it just goes on about the lies, basically, watered-down version of the cap and trade bill. And read the cap and trade bill for yourself. PDF the file on Google, okay? You read it for yourself, and you'll see how bad it is. It's not for the environment. It's nothing to do to save the environment. All it is to tax you people to fund a New World Order. And if you think I'm joking, look in the documents. And more on BP News. BP dispersant linked to our Agent Orange. And this is July 16th. Agent Orange was They used it back in Vietnam. Caused cancer. A lot of people brought it home with them and ate them to the bone. You know, and it was horrible stuff. It was a chemical substance that a lot of our troops brought home and ended up dying from. But July 16, 2010, from Press TV, BP's use of chemicals to disperse the massive Gulf of Mexico oil spill has become a source of concern for the U.S., with lawmakers warning another Agent Orange scandal. Agent Orange is a code name for one of the herbicides in defoliants used by the United States military in its herbicidal warfare program during the Vietnam War from 1961 to 1971, 10 years. According to Vietnam Red Cross, as many as 3 million Vietnamese people have been affected by Agent Orange, including at least 150,000 children born with birth defects. The U.S. lawmakers in a Senate subcommittee hearing on Thursday urged the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, to keep a close eye on the dispersants used by BP to properly analyze their effect on the ocean ecosystem in the Gulf of Mexico. Basically, it's another Agent Orange. More crap for depopulation. Okay, more experiment warfare. And they don't need this stuff. And I read through the article, did a little research on it, and again, there's more pollution. Adding more pollution on top of the pollution. Instead of just cleaning it up, they gotta, more on World War III. I call it World War III news because we're heading for World War III. Iran accuses the United States and UK of supporting group behind mosque attacks. Yeah, it's been a string of attacks on Muslim mosque and everything. And the Iran's accusing the United States and the United Kingdom for doing so. Well, we know we don't support Iran. We don't, okay? But on the other hand, the U.S. has no business going anywhere near Iran. But there is some truth to that. There is a lot of truth to that because the United States does promote violence. That's why they're putting that mosque in the ground zero. And the local Muslims in New York want nothing to do with that mosque. They're putting a mosque right on ground zero, which is ticking a lot of people off. They got activists down there all the time protesting against it. It's causing racial war. And all you people who are falling for this, you're falling for the propaganda of the government. Again, I don't agree with the Muslims. I don't agree with their religion. But, they have nothing to do with 9/11 in the first place. It was our government openly stated in Operation Northwoods, Army Regulations 210-35. And, actually, scratch the 210-35. Operation Northwoods, 210-35 is the inmate labor program. Operation Northwoods openly states that the government, the military, uses remote control aircraft, hijacked remote control commercial aircraft, and flying them to buildings to stage terror attacks to scare the hell out of people, basically, to rob your civil liberties. And so the Muslim mosque is being put up by our government. Okay, they're putting it up to cause diversion. That's why they're constantly antagonizing our government and the Mexican government of making us people fight with each other because our governments run the drug cartels down there. They're causing diversion down there. Up here with the mosque, they're creating diversity everywhere. Yes, we should have tight borders. I agree. We should have our country should be boarded up like a well laid out prison. We should like you can't get in or out. That's how it should be. And but on the other hand, we're falling for the deception. We're falling for the violence, unnecessary violence that are being staged by both of our governments because they're trying to push the North American Union. We got and then the RFID cards. The biometrics cards with the real ID coming up. They're trying to but Schumer and Graham are trying to push the bill through to say, hey, this is why we need a biometrics real ID. This way we have the perfect situation. We have the perfect anomaly, so to speak, a card that could identify you. It's a perfect system to keep local citizens here to know who you are. And perfect resolve for the immigration crisis. People say, oh, good, yeah, we know where they are. We have a positive ID if you're an American citizen now. Oh, great. And the people are going to fall for it. Retinal scan, thumbprint, genome sample on the card, RFID chip on it, and within 30, this is in the healthcare bill, pages 1001, 1008, and HR 3200, the 2700 page document, openly states that after the biometrics ID, the Real ID biometric system goes through, it's mandatory, and it goes into effect. 36 months within that time, there's going to be an RFID implant the size of a grain of rice. Okay, it's going to be in your right hand or forehead. David Rockefeller's already stated this. The UN's already stated it's part of their Millennium Goals. Okay, we report this every week because we must drill this into your head that the RFID, aka the mark of the beast, is here and here and now.